You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up.
Hello, Zoo. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Nini?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, so
Mhm.
let's say hi to the audience, right? So we are back
Yep.
at Her Right Story virtual talk show, and it is a very special edition. It is for Mother's Day, right?
Indeed, yes. I am very
Yeah,
excited. We have a special guest with us today.
yeah. So
Mhm.
just to talk to our audience again what Her Rise Story is about. So Her Rise Story is about how women go through challenges and how all of us as community could learn from it. And why the name Her Rise Story is we also would like to learn or relate to these kind, whatever challenges are faced by other women or other leaders out there, and how they rise above the challenges, hence the name Her Rise Story. Yeah,
Amazing. Love that.
so you have met our guest before this, right? So
I
we have a special
have.
guest. Maybe you would like to speak a little bit about our guest today, Zoo?
Sure, which is amazing. So our guest today is Hanie Razaif-Bohlender. I think that's how I say her name. But I met Hanie 3 years ago. Coincidentally, it's in an event where she was hosting for my boss, Azlin. Azlin is the brainchild behind Marketing in Asia. So I met her at Azlin's event. And and this is like a full circle. We come back and I see her again today after being nominated, being one of the winners for top 100 LinkedIn icons to follow in 2020 by Marketing in Asia.
Yeah. So this time around, Her Rise Story has a collaborative partner, which is Marketing in Asia. So it kind of right? Ministry of Marketing Asia and Marketing in Asia. So how cool is that, right, Zoo?
Very cool. You know, that's the first thing I noticed, right? I told you. So, which is like match made in heaven.
Yay! Also, what's exciting about this show is that MIA have announced their 100 most inspirational LinkedIn icons in Malaysia to follow in 2020.
That's right.
And if not all, well, we are praying that we'll have all the mothers from the list to be featured in this show, but we only have 15 episodes. And let's see, right? So who
Yes.
will be the other mothers in the other episodes? So we will be airing on the 11th to 29th of May at 9:30 p.m. every Monday to Friday. So do stay tuned, check us out, and yeah, so I think it'll be a great time for us to bring Hanie up. Don't you think, Zoo?
We should. We should. I'm very excited to talk to Hanie.
Yes, okay. So, I had a good chat with Hanie just now. So she's so cool, right?
She's
So let's
cool,
bring
huh?
her up. Okay, Hanie. Okay, her screen
Honey.
is. Hi, Hanie. Oh, okay. It
Hi,
was okay, but you
babies.
can't really see your screen right now. Hang on, yeah. Let me just try to put you up again. Don't worry. Let us try again. It happens when you are online. Hang on. Okay. So let's try this one more time. Okay. Yay. Yay!
All right.
Welcome, honey.
Good.
Welcome,
Thank you so
honey.
much, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
How are you?
I'm good. Just minutes before we get on air earlier, I did warn both of you. Hopefully, it doesn't rain while we're having this live session. Otherwise, I'll lose my network, and that's it. It's gone. So hopefully, it doesn't rain. Okay. So
Yes. Crossing
Inshallah.
fingers. Inshallah, yeah.
Yeah.
thank you for having me tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming over.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations all. Actually, thank you for saying yes, to be part of the show.
Thank you.
So, Hanie, talk to us a little bit about yourself. Talk to us. What do you do currently?
Okay, so where shall I start? There's a lot of things to share. Okay, I co-founded a company called Dragonfire Corporate Solutions together with my husband / partner, George, about 8 years ago, yeah. And being a management consulting firm, we work with clients in organizational effectiveness, career management, as well as career transition. So we do a lot of this, including career coaching. When we got married 11 years ago, you pour water and instantly we have this huge international United Nations family. Yeah, we have
Wonderful. Love
6
that.
kids all we have 6 kids altogether. George has 5 kids. I have 1 daughter, and all combined within this 6 kids huge family, we have 16 grandchildren.
Wow! Right? Wow!
Yeah, it's huge United Nation, ladies. The 5 children we have in Canada, they're okay. So they have Gina, we have Richard, we have Carla, we have Eric and Adrian. Out of these 5, 4 of them are still in the Arctic. It's in the North Pole. And of course, my mother is in KL. She has 2 children. So yeah, a big happy family.
Amazing.
Wow!
Sounds lovely.
So how many times? Okay, I think that I'll let you speak. I'm like so excited. I want to ask so many questions
Okay,
like that.
ask questions. Okay.
I'll let Zoo ask first. Okay.
Yes. So how many times a year do you guys see each other? I mean, the whole family, like the whole gang.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, it's not that often. Simply because the children back in Canada, they live in the Arctic, so logistics a little bit different. It's expensive, number one, and it's very, very far. So the cost is severely prohibitive, I would say, and they live far, far north. Even for them to come over here, that's not really possible as well. But we do keep in touch with each other through video calls, Facebook calls, and that also is kind of expensive because they don't have a fixed line like us. They use a satellite, so it's kind of. Yeah, it's expensive, and even if we call them, they will be charged for that phone call. So we're kind of blessed, we have WhatsApp and all that.
Exactly.
It's yeah, it's really a challenge, but we're connected often on Facebook, especially. You know, we get to see the grandchildren, all the menantu, and
Yeah.
you get to see all the foods outside versus sunshine. Um, we exchange stories about them going hunting. They get into the onto skidoo. They go out into the tundra looking for fish. It's a different life altogether.
It is.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Very different.
Different. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm going to be a bit kepo. How do you
Okay,
and
well,
George meet?
let me drink.
I would like to know that too.
Okay. Oh, we must give thanks to Facebook. We met on Facebook. We're Facebook friends.
Love
Ah,
technology is about. Love it. Right? Times have changed. Love
Yeah,
technology.
yeah. Don't you just love technology? You know,
Yeah.
we met on Facebook about 11 years ago, close to 12 years ago, actually. We started off as friends. There was no expectation or anything. And I was very busy with my single life. You know, he was busy with his single life. But then I realized that, oh, you know, he's kind of okay. He's very kind. He's nice. He has never asked me to switch on the cam and show off some stuff. so, so that we talked about everything else. It's just fantastic. It was a good mental stimulation when having discussion with him. He could piece pieces of words together beautifully. He writes so well, and so that's the backstory to this. Yeah, so we met on Facebook a long time ago. Thank God for technology.
Yes. Most definitely. Yeah.
so you were saying just now about you have one daughter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I want the audience to know how old is she so that they pun terkejut macam I.
Oh gosh, you were the
Do
terkejut kan?
tell.
Ah, she will be 30 years old this year.
Yes. I still
Three
find it
zero.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm no longer young, ladies. I'm more than half a century old. I've been there, done a lot of things. I've seen stuff. I think, yeah, but age is just a number, right? I mean, it's just a
Absolutely.
number. It's about the experience and how you're going to use this experience to give back. I feel young. I'm stuck at 35.
Oh,
So
good.
there you
Good job. Love
Yay!
it. You go, girl.
go. Yeah, permanently 35.
That's good.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Hani has always been one of the women that I feel like other women want to emulate. Her energy, you are intelligent. Your energy is just amazing, Hani. So what? Can you tell us a little bit? Where does all this energy come from?
This energy, gosh,
Mm,
I don't know. I think this is the 50% DNA from my mom. Let me tell you a little bit about my mom. I have a younger sister. She's about 11 years old younger than me. So I hope that she's watching us tonight. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen her name yet. um, so let me tell you a little bit about our mom. She's this um, typical tiger mom, you know, Asian tiger mom.
yeah.
Uh, I think a lot of us would know that the typical tiger mom is pretty much active. They expect nothing but the best. They push you really, and that's a lot of energy at the same time. I think this energy came from her. That's 50% of her DNA. And yeah, I hope that explains.
Yes, yes, of course. So it comes from your mom.
You know, having the kind of energy, right, that you have right now, you know, yes, you the kind of energy that you have right now, you are like, you know, stuck in on your 35 years, right? So, you know, I just want to know. So we are going to get into the discussion now, okay? So being a
Sure.
mom, for being a mom, tiba-tiba Hani minum air. So there was some comment that I put up just now that said, Hani, you still cantik. So let me just put that up again, right?
Okay. Oh,
You said that,
Yeah. Fluffy pat.
thank you.
okay. So, you know, I think mummies like myself and Zoo would really love to learn from you, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
what you know, after, you know, having a 30-year-old daughter, right? What could be the kind of challenges that have molded you to become this cheerful, you know, high energy mommy that you are right now? Because whatever the challenges are, you might have, you know,
Yeah,
overcome it and to be where you are right now.
sure. I have a caveat to that, Nini. You know, having a 30-year-old daughter and the kind of relationship that both of us are experiencing right now I would say, is an enhancement of the relationship that we've been having all throughout the years before this. This is a different phase altogether. So that's the caveat, because the relationship that we had before was a little bit different, simply because I was in a different stage altogether, and she was also in a different stage. But I think in order to share, to answer to your question, if you allow me to share a little bit about you know, where I came about, you know, how I've been groomed when I was young. So, you know, my parents, or rather our parents, there's we didn't have a big family. So there's my mom, my dad, my sister, and I'm being the eldest daughter. Mom, like I said, is a typical tiger mom, right? And my dad, being a headmaster, he's this calm guy. You know, having that calm discussion, he will ask you, what would you like to have? Uh, how's your day today? When my mom says, okay, report card. Oh, you have 90%. What happened to the 10%? You know, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of different dynamics altogether, having both of them at home. But I think that also ground us in a way that we see both sides of the world. Never mind that both of them are like heaven and earth. I'm not quite sure which one is heaven and earth, but it's two totally different dynamics altogether. So moving forward, I grew up as a latchkey kid, Nini and Zu. What it means is that I've been trained to be independent because my mom was a businesswoman. My dad traveled quite a bit as well, so I've been left alone very often, sometimes a couple of weeks at a time. So it was that way, and not helping that they were divorced from each other for 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this kind of family dynamics and relationship has given me a kind of weird perspective about relationship as I grew up, because I only see certain perspective in family dynamics, in relationship, what love is all about, how you have to take care of yourself, and things like that. So it was kind of strange, and I used to. Now, this is funny. I used to think that I was adopted as a child, thinking that I've always been left behind. Of course, that's not true.
Thank you. It's crossed your mind before.
Yeah, that's just so strange, right? I always ask my dad, "Oh, am I adopted?" No, no, he said, "But I feel so left out." But that's not true. But I grew up in that kind of family dynamics. It was the strangest thing. I do have really fond memories of my childhood days, growing up in the paddy fields and rubber trees with grandma, grandpa, and the whole entire family basically is like this. They're energetic, very progressive, I would say, industrious. They're very entrepreneurial. My grandfather, if I may say this, he was good at what he does, or rather at what he did. He could sell sand to the Bedouin and ice to the Eskimos. Is that good? And yeah, came with this is that charisma. I think it just runs in the family, in the DNA. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so what I'm trying to get is right after my parents divorced from each other 3 times over a course of few years, it gave me I told myself I do not want to be like my parents, you know, with a family with no father or something like that. I don't want my soon to have family to experience that, but that's not true, because what happened is that the perspective hasn't changed, and I got into my own marriage. It went on for 20 over years, but what I didn't want my daughter to see is the kind of pain that I went through when I was young, right? And but what I didn't realize also is that the pain that I had during my younger years also cruised through in my then marriage, in my first marriage.
mm,
Yeah, and after 20 odd years, my then husband and I, we decided to say bye bye.
mm,
Yeah, and the first thing that I felt was after the divorce was like a total failure. Never mind that I failed, that I become like my parents. I've also failed to keep my own marriage. So what else am I going to fail at?
mm.
Bringing up my daughter. After the divorce, I went through hell. It was so messy, ladies. It was so messy.
Yeah.
Mental wellness. It was. I was a total mess. I had to sell off my business. I founded a business. It was doing well. I had to sell it off, and but here's the thing. Things will only get worse only to get better. That lesson, I hold on to it until now. It felt like as if the earth just opened and the sky is going to fall on you at that time. It felt so shitty, excuse my French. But but after that, I realized that I have a daughter to raise.
Sure.
She was in her teenage years. It was very
Mm,
difficult. I didn't have any skills at all, except I've worked okay a little bit here and there, and I had my own business, but I didn't have that other skills to survive in corporate life. I
mm,
didn't. I wanted to make sure that my daughter is proud of me. That I wasn't like anyone else. That she can be proud of me. Raising her up, giving her education, bringing food to the table. So that became the catalyst.
mm,
That Nini Zoo, that became the catalyst. I wanted her to be proud of me.
mm,
So how do you do that? You have to climb up, from these deep valleys. You have to rise.
Right.
You just have to, move. Otherwise, there's no food on the table. How can your daughter be proud of you if you're always in a mess? So
Sure.
that was
Yeah.
the catalyst. And
Wow.
I didn't stop after that, and I just moved on. How did I heal myself in order for my daughter to see all of this? I started working with single mothers, helping them, training them in the entrepreneurial space, mentoring, coaching, helping them to rise up again. And I shared all of these stories, the pitfalls, and that being single mom is not penalty. God will only test you knowing that you'll do well. You can. And only if you want it, you can rise up. You can rise up again. So, yes, hell yes, raising raising a teenage child alone on a single income. A lot of employers were not very kind. For example, teachers were not kind. The school wasn't really kind. But if only you focus on the negativity, that's all you will see. There's a lot of beautiful people who came to us, who helped us. So yeah, you just rise up to the occasion.
Such an
So here we
amazing
are, 30 years
story.
later, we're my friends.
Yeah, it's amazing, honey. It's amazing. I always find that when women are going through a certain adversity, it's so hard for them
Yeah,
to rise up because when you're happy, everything is easy, But when you're down, it's so
mm,
hard to rise up. What is your
absolutely.
so your catalyst is your daughter, right? To bring her up to make sure she
Yes.
turns into a good human being.
Yeah.
Um, how do you keep yourself? Yeah, your daughter is one, but the mindset that goes behind it. How do you keep on the mindset to be positive? It's not easy, but I'm curious to
No.
know how you do it.
No, and I've seen this again and again in women that I've worked with before, single mothers or not even single mothers, women who have fallen into this deep pit of despair, for a lot of reasons, bad relationship, they found themselves in some really shitty situation. um, but I think here's my theory. I think the only way to rise up to these challenges is to look deep and hard inside yourself. What would be the main catalyst? Okay, so here's the anchor for me. Like rightly so pointed, it was my daughter. Nothing else mattered. I also thought about what else that I need to change. I realized that I needed to change the feeling of being a victim. If one still think that you're always a victim, then you are a victim. You know, if you think that you have conquered this, you are. But it's all here. It's all here. I know it's a bit of a challenge to say, oh, it's easy for you to say because you've gone through it before, you're so different now. And you know what? That's not true either. Every single day, for all of us, women, men, we go through all these challenges. It's just that we don't share, we don't shout out to the whole world. But it's all about mind. It's all about mindset.
True.
And I think it also takes a lot of self-realization. What's good for you, and one need to love yourself first. Whole you,
Yeah.
so that you can be whole, so that you can love others wholly. You cannot be half of you and you look for others to complete the other half of me so that you're full. It doesn't work that way. You yourself have to be full first, and then when you have someone else to love, then it's a bonus.
Love that.
I hope that makes sense.
Of course you
You
do. I
know,
love that so much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I also think that, being able to do personal reflection is, it needs a lot of practice, right? Because we
yeah.
human being, we tend to be on our automatic mode. And yeah, so to actually, okay, let's not do this for a while. Let me just count from 1 to 100 first, and let's see, why am I feeling like this, why am I thinking like this, right? So, and you went through so many things that you've spoken about. And where
Yeah.
did you um see yourself, picking up this self-reflection, along the way, but when did you realize that, oh, I started doing this, and what made you be better at it? Because even since the beginning, I hear that you say, oh, I didn't want to be like
Yes.
that, like that. So when was that?
Betul, betul. Okay. Um, yes. Self self reflection. Very interesting question, Nini. I remember when I said, I was in a total mess right after my divorce, because the spirit wasn't really there, and there's all kinds of bills to pay, and I wasn't in the right frame of mind to run my business. I had to sell it off. To be honest, to be honest with you, that phase for about a year, I was immobile. Literally, in the morning, send off my daughter, and I come back, I sit on the bed, stare at the ceiling, stare outside of the window. I don't want to see anybody. A few friends came to the house, knock on the door. I sent them away. And realizing that there's no income. After that, I sold off my business, had to pay a lot of debts. The banks and this and that, had to sell off the car, the house, everything. And waking up with like, holy, there's really nothing left. And I wasn't really functioning well for about a year. And I realized that, coming to your question, when did I realize that, is when I had to pay off some school fees for my daughter. And I looked at my bank balance, and there wasn't really enough for the next couple of months. I need to stop being this victim, and in order for me to stop being this victim, in order to pay for the bills, I have to not be a victim anymore. So I can't. I think a lot of each individual have different reflection, and at what point when they realize that they have to do something. And for me, it was that, having to pay the school fees, and I couldn't really afford it. If I were to pay this, I can't do anything else. It was a tight slap, and yeah, I had to stop being a victim. So stop being a victim.
And it's amazing where you are now, Hanie, after all those adversities. Yeah, it's amazing to be standing here, to be telling it's
That was
amazing.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I can imagine. So now that you're doing fantastically well, I want to know your secret to your morning routine. I know every successful person has got a good morning routine. So tell us. I want to know.
Okay. I need structure in my days. I need structure. I'm a morning person. Wake up about 6:30. Okay, not as early as 5. I think that's a little bit too much. Or all right, some people might thrive on that. The 5 o'clock club, right? I'm not the 5 o'clock club. I'm the 6:30 club kind of lady. 6:30.
So cute.
I know. 6:30 would be ideal. The first thing I'll do is, of course, you do your morning prayers and all that. First thing to do is to hit the shower. So that will be the shower and Vivaldi four season. Shower, Vivaldi
Wow.
four season. Yeah. So that's the
Very good.
motivational music for me. You listen to all those beautiful things. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, right after that is to look through my schedule. I do have this old fashioned to-do list and the calendar, where you have the days and
Oh,
everything.
oh.
I it's really old school. I need to look at it, write it down, erase it. I don't do quite well with Outlook. I tend to forget. But yeah, I do well with old style book, like a calendar and all that. So look through the timing and gotta make sure everything's in order. Feed my 23 cats right
Oh,
after.
yes.
Uh,
How long do you take to feed all of them? Right, you need 23.
yeah, 23 cats. Unlike dogs, cats are pretty independent. You don't need to take them for a walk. It'll be about half an hour or something like that, making sure that their poo boxes are okay, feed wet food, kibbles, whatever, and making sure the young ones are taken care of with the vitamins and all that. And then I'm ready for my breakfast. Very light breakfast, coffee, tea, whatever that I have in the kitchen for the day. Sometimes I would have a runner to go out, especially during this time, to go to collect my breakfast somewhere. My nasi lemak or my nasi kerabu. I enjoy my breakfast. I must
Mm.
have my breakfast, so that's my me time. So that's my me time.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, so nothing else mattered after that is breakfast and then set for the day. So,
Okay.
I'm just a morning person. The whole entire activity is focused in the morning up until about 1, 2 o'clock. So all of most of my sessions, my coaching, my training, anything strategic will be done in the morning. In the afternoon, there would be more of the mindless thing, the administrative, repetitive tasks,
Mm.
filing, maybe a quick nap, I don't know, playing with the cats, have a quick break, say hi to my husband upstairs.
Mm.
Uh, 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock, he'll come downstairs and he will have his coffee outside and he will watch me doing my gardening, so it might be some pruning trees or digging something. And that's it. I try not to work in the evening unless on really special cases. Something that really needs to be addressed, I'll work in the evening, but not too long. I've learned over the years that I need to take care of myself. I need to reclaim my space because the whole entire day is basically for everyone else, not for
Mm.
me. Yeah, so I need to reclaim that space until the next morning, and so it's repetitive. Um, yeah, so it's pretty structured. It's pretty structured.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Yeah. Especially the breakfast bit, your me
Oh yes,
time. Yeah. Yeah. I think me
yep,
time is very important, isn't it?
very much.
Mm, especially at the start of the day where, then you can have the rest of the day for other things.
Yep.
Nini, you have any question? Because,
Yeah, so I have put that. I love what you said last just now. I need to take care of
mm,
myself. I need to reclaim my space, right? So I
Mm,
put that on the screen, and I think there was one more just now that I put on the screen was I don't want to be a victim anymore, right?
yeah.
And this is the second nugget of night I feel I need to take care of myself, I need to reclaim my space. And this is like a great reminder for myself, because I'm the worst at this. I would work and work. So I'm a workaholic, right? So I would work, 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 work. And I'll give myself so many excuses just so that I can work, right? So that would be my question for you, right? So how do I handle that? Because you look like you are one of those that you were once upon a time ago was a workaholic, right? But how did
Yes,
you
yes.
train your mind to be that person who's disciplined enough to know that I need to reclaim my space?
Nini, you've just said the word, train yourself.
Oh
Yeah,
no! But really,
that's the
the
keyword.
journey of
Train
it, the
yourself.
struggle of it.
So how do we
Um,
train ourselves? Tips,
how do we
please.
train ourselves? Yeah,
Yeah. So
please.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Life before George. Now my husband's name is George. Life before George, I was a total workaholic. I could work 8 days a week. In fact, in my previous company before Dragonfire, I only came home for 2 days in a week. I traveled a lot. I miss my daughter's first steps, for example. I miss her kidney days. I miss her concert days. I was traveling, but at that point of time, I figured that I was doing this for the family. So it wasn't really a bad decision. It was the right decision at that point of time. So I wasn't really thinking about it. It was all for the family, right? But after a divorce, and then I remarried after several years of being a single mom. I got married to George about 11 years ago now. Nini, coming back to that question, how being a Canadian, George is a Canadian. Canadian are this chill lot, okay? They're the most chill people on earth. They're so calm. They take time and all that. So I think I've been partially Canadianized, but but it's also a big influence in making me realize that I need to reclaim my space, because I work so hard, but I fail to enjoy it. I fail to enjoy the fruit of my labor. It's always for everybody else. It was always for the family. It was always for my daughter. It was always for the cat. It was always for my plants. I hardly shop, for example. And he asked me, "Have you shopped for yourself this month?" I said, "No." He said, "When was the last you went out to buy shoes?" I said, "I cannot remember, maybe last year." He said, "No, no, no, you go out and you go and buy." And I never thought about it. And he
Wow.
said, "No, we'll go out. I'll pay for it." And I felt so bad, because you work so hard, and then right after we got married, we love our long drives, and I realized that I really enjoyed it. We get to sit in the car. There's no plan. There's no real plan. No, not even baggage. Okay, tak ada bag pun. We just get the car and just drive. Okay, north, south, east, where I don't know, and we get to talk about the future, about our aspiration, about our dreams, and soon. I also said to myself, "Wow, this is nice. This is really nice." And I suppose it becomes a habit. Every Friday, Saturday, we'll just get into the car, and when it becomes a habit, you also tend to have this self-realization. In order to do more of this, you work hard, right? You work hard in order to do all this travel, in order to get into the car and just drive, or take a flight, like what we did many times over First flight out in the morning from Subang, go down to Singapore for breakfast, and then
Wow.
go to Scotts Road, have a little bit of coffee.
Oh, nice.
So wow. Breakfast in
Yeah,
Singapore.
ya, masa tu tak kenal you lagi.
Yeah.
Then we'll fly out again, or just hop into the car, knowing there's a full tank. We'll be okay if we're away, and having lunch maybe in Malacca, and thinking, so lazy to drive, and we'll have overnight. But those kind of things need some realization. You need to reclaim that space. So everyone has 24 hours in a day, and to me there are 8 things that you have to think about. So you need to really make sure what you're focusing on. And right now, at my age, more than half a century, I think I've lived 3/4 of my life for everyone else and everything else. I think this is time for me, and together with my soulmate, we just enjoy each other. So in order to do that, I need to reclaim my space. So there you go. Need to train yourself, Nini. Need to train.
That's so cool. Need to train myself. So, yeah, just as promised, right? Interesting conversation. 1 hour will sekejap saja, kan? So Zu,
Yeah.
your
Right?
next question. So I had the privilege to ask the past question. So your turn, Zu. I know
My
that.
next
So we need to ask her, right?
I know. This is about MCO. All right. So we are all like confined in our own homes for the last 60 days, right? So I need to know what is the hardest challenge being confined in your own home? Because I know I've met George. He's a delightful man. So I'm sure he's not like cutting apart, whatever. So what is the hardest other thing that's hard with this MCO
Yeah,
period?
I know. So the biggest challenge for us during this lockdown is not being able to go out for our regular drive. We can't even walk in our, in the park near the house. So that's number one, because it has become a habit. Number two, we love going out with family, having dinner and all that over the weekends. I miss my grandchildren really, really badly. So we have this FaceTime once a week. It's too bad I can't take them out, for the past couple of months. So yeah, I do miss them a lot. And third, I remember telling both of you where I live. We live in the postcode of 47,000, which is like far from from the city. It's a bit of a challenge when there's rain, example. So it has affected some quality of work, at least for me, because there's a lot of FaceTime like this, and when there's no network, then can't. There's you can't phone, you can't have video call. But I think the most challenging part is to make sure we're staying grounded in terms of mental wellness. The area where we live, that there's not many people. The feeling of being lonely, it's real. It's really real. So you need to kind of always be positive. Stop reading tabloids, for instance. Stop reading all this kind of crappy news, and just have quality conversation with the people that matters to you. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Very
Stop
nice.
reading tabloids, right? I'm gonna put this
You're gonna put up there next
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna put it. Yes, stop
You're gonna
reading
put it.
tabloids and stay connected with your loved ones, right?
Yes.
So there you go.
Because if tak kan, then I don't want people to miss out on the golden nuggets, right?
Mhm. Yeah. There you go.
So
Yo,
uh, so as we speak, right, dear audience, please ask any questions. So we will keep on chatting for a while more, right? And but do ask your questions, and will I'm sure that Hanie will be more than happy to answer your question. Whoops, where did Hanie go?
yeah.
Okay. So
Perfect.
Here.
yeah, so I guess
Okay.
um,
Anyway,
what would be your tips or your advice, or how can women or moms, or anyone out there, go through challenges, because as we are, facing
yeah,
adversity, this could be
yeah,
one of the biggest, like, in a lifetime, right? So this pandemic, what's happening right now, it could be,
yeah,
the biggest one for so many people. Any tips, honey,
yeah.
just to rise above the adversities right now?
Yeah, thanks for that. I think one of the things as a woman, the default setting for a lot of women, I think, is the sense of responsibility that the whole world rests on their shoulder. You know, the everything, even changing socks for the husband rests on their shoulders, which is not true. Which is not true.
Yeah.
The husband is an adult, so he can change his own socks, his own underwear. So that's not your responsibility. It's not. Trust me. It's not. It's
Yes,
not.
right.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
It's not. Yeah, but I know that a lot of us women feel so compelled to do a lot of that. You come back home, the first thing you see is, you have to clean up the toys, the floor, the bathroom, the kitchen, and all that, and thinking that, if I don't do this, I'm less of a woman. So there's always an attachment to something to reinforce the fact that you're a woman, which is not. We need to change that narrative and reclaim you. You're you. You're just equal to everyone else. And stop listening to what the noises are saying, or what would the neighbors are saying, what would the community is saying. If you do this, who cares? Only you and your spouse and your family matters when it comes to things like this. Like I say, stop reading the tabloid, okay? um Stop. And
Okay.
uh, cherish every day as if it's your last day.
Mm.
uh, yeah, I think that's the hardest part, because there's a lot of noises around us. There's a lot
Yeah.
of noises.
Yeah.
And to make sure we separate the noises from the real voice that matters, is the biggest challenge for us as a woman, even if we're not women, for men as well. And lastly, what I wanted to say is this: remember that things can get tough first, before it gets better. So hang on to it. There's always a reason for everything. Have faith. Have faith in the higher power, regardless of what your faith is. So I hold on to that. Yeah, so cherish your day as if it's your last. What would you do if today is your last day? So that's the main question.
Yeah.
Tough question.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
right.
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
So, honey, it has been a wonderful session. So, to summarize it, I would put an audience comment here. She's Zarina MLP. She says, "You rock, honey."
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much, Honey. And with that, I think we will be saying bye to you just here. And then I'm sure that, I myself would love to learn so much from Hanie and Zoo.
Yes. You know that I'm in awe with this woman. So, honey, when the MCO is lifted, I am in KL. I'm not in Singapore. We go kopi, okay?
Yes.
Yay! I want to come too. I want to come
Of
too.
course. All that together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, honey. It's been
You're
wonderful.
most
I
welcome.
really
And thank
enjoyed
you
it.
for having me this evening. It's been most enjoyable and pleasurable. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, honey. So we'll say bye-bye to you here, yeah? Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So I still have the comment there.
Mhm.
Okay. So it was a really good sharing, right, Zoo?
It's amazing. Yeah, I just
Amazing
enjoy it. It's
woman.
just like I know, right? It's just like talking, like three friends talking. Is and the time just fly. It's and so much to learn as well. I just love
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah.
Right. Zoo, I would love to have the audience to get to know you better.
Mhm.
So Zoo will be my Zoo Angelica, right? So I
Yeah.
love the name. So Zoo
Thank
will be
you.
my co-host for 15 episodes, right, Zoo?
Yes, it is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
Thank you
fun,
for
right?
having me. Mimi.
My pleasure. Thank you for saying yes. And just speak a little bit about Yuzu before
Mm.
we say bye bye to our audience.
Sure. So I am the editor for Marketing in Asia, editor news and UGC, user generated content. So I started off as as Marketing in Asia's editor for Singapore, but now the magazine has taken a different. We've grown so much for the last 1.5 years, 2 years. So now I'm the news and UGC editor, and I'm enjoying every day of doing my job with Marketing in Asia. And besides that, I'm also an image branding consultant, which I do on the side because that used to be my main business. But because Marketing in Asia has taken so much of my time, and I adore the magazine so much, so I decided to give Marketing in Asia the priority in my life at this point in terms of profession. Yeah.
And how can our audience reach you if they would like to? So what to have to have your services, or to just chat with you, to learn from you, to know more about your personal branding. How do they do that?
Sure, I'm on LinkedIn, so it's the same name, Zu Angelica Kamis Gunnarsson. So just look me up and hook me up there. Just send me a message
Okay,
there.
so let me
Yeah.
just put that on the screen. Angelica, right?
So it's the same name. That's my username on LinkedIn.
Okay, let me just get that right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Okay.
All right. So, where did it go? Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So
Okay.
that is
Zu
correct,
Angelica
right?
Kamis Gunnarsson. So Kamis Gunnarsson. Yeah.
Miss Gunnarsson.
Sorry, my
Okay.
name
So,
is like really long. It's even longer than that. But
okay, let me just put that again on the screen.
mm-mm.
And which website? Yeah.
So if my website is look for zuangelica.com. So that's my website, or I'm on LinkedIn all the time. LinkedIn is the easiest actually to get to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name.
All right. So
Mm.
that would be really good, right? So
Mhm.
I think that I will be seeing you again tomorrow. And tomorrow we have Cheryl. Let me just check her. We will be having Cheryl. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Uh-huh.
Cheryl Witaniachi.
Right. It's Cheryl. We're we're gonna have
So
Cheryl tomorrow.
So we're gonna have Cheryl
Yeah.
tomorrow, and we'll get to know her better. So Cheryl is also part of the 100 most inspirational LinkedIn icons in Malaysia,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Wow, so that's awesome. So do you have anything that you would like to say to our audience before we say bye?
Sure. I just want the audience to come again, come and join us every night till May 29th, because we have like show packed with nuggets and golden nuggets, so called. And I think we all can learn from all these women. They are chosen for reasons. And our team in marketing in Asia, Georgie especially, I just want to give a shout out to Georgie. She's done a great job in putting together this list, and Aslin as well. So this ladies are chosen for reasons. So we're all here to learn from them. And please join us every night till May 29th. That's the last show.
Yeah, so it's 11th of May to May 29th. So I also have a Mother's Day gift for everyone. So we have put together a social impact initiative marketing webinar, a mini webinar on the 16th of May. So that is a Saturday at 11 a.m. So if you would like to sign up for the free webinar, all you need to do now, I need to type my own website, right? Okay,
Yep.
hang on. Street of Marketing Asia. Okay, and so at the main page you will see a register now button, and yeah, so you could register through there. Just Ministry of Marketing Asia, and you will see the register now button. So just register, and all the details will be there. And for
Very
now,
exciting.
yeah, we'll say bye-bye to our audience. It's so lovely to be co-hosting with you. It'll be exciting 15 days, right, Zu?
Yes, it's lovely, Nini. It's really, really fun. Love it.
So we will end tonight with saying bye-bye, and
Bye.
bye-bye everyone.
Bye. See you
Meet you
tomorrow.
again tomorrow. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move.